It's time for Grim Reviews. Playing through mods and helping you pick the best of the bunch. Let's get on with it. Up now, we've got The Mine of Malan Vael by Fit. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, if I'm not, then my apologies. This was published on December the 12th, 2013. It's quite an early mod, and it is the king of those early mods. Probably because of this custom wall set. You've probably seen the mine tile set used in other mods, but this is its origin, so it gets extra kudos for that. Now, you might be thinking, oh yeah, this one's great, but I don't like this one. What? Yeah, that's my opinion. So, here we go. It's got a good mixture of puzzles, and some of them are quite interesting. And others are a pain in the ass. Incredibly frustrating, where you can see what you're supposed to do, and yet having that solution in place, you're unable to actually perform the task with any sort of ease. That's just my opinion though. I like a puzzle where once I realize what the solution is, I can solve it and move on. It really gets annoying when I can see exactly what I'm supposed to do, and it takes me 10 or 11 tries for me to actually get through it. That's just me. That might not be a problem for you. Also, you might not be quite as useless as I am. Other issues that I have with this in terms of puzzles is there is one which requires well, there are two pressure plates on either side of a pit. You've got to throw something onto them, but there are only two squares from where you're standing. And that requires a certain extra knowledge of mechanics within the editor and how Grimrock works. Now, for the most part, most players aren't going to be able to get this because when you throw an item, it'll go a varying number of squares, but usually a lot more than two. You have to know exactly which items you're going to throw in order to get this one to work. And the first time I played this, back in the day, I didn't know that a pair of boots, for example, would travel two squares, and so I got stuck at that point. And being too proud to ask for help, I didn't. So that's another issue. Food's quite scarce in this one, and quite a number of ambushes. By which I mean that suddenly monsters appear behind you, or you picking up a key or an item triggers a bunch of monsters to open up from trapdoors and trap you in a room or in a narrow space, and I find this annoying. That's just me. And the last issue that I have to come up with them is the boss fight at the end, which is, again, very difficult. I can't speak for other people, but I found this boss fight to be a nightmare, and right at the end of the mod, it does sour the experience, and that could be one of the reasons why I don't have fond memories of this. I do not have fond memories. That said, don't let that put you off. This is a great looking mod, and it has a wonderful atmosphere. It's got a good story too, a good sense of humour in there as well as the use of custom sounds which are nice. It's not music, it's like screams and stuff happen in the background, and it does creep you out a bit, so that's another lovely feature that they've got there. Also a nice array of new items, models, some puzzles which use interesting mechanics which you're not going to see in your base game or very many other mods. So those are worth checking out. Now, like I said, my personal opinion, I don't like this mod, but I feel that I should give it a 4. Why? It's great looking, it's got good atmosphere, it's got a good story, and while the puzzles aren't to my tastes, they are quite solid. Many of them are very interesting, I will admit that. This is still one that you should definitely check out.